question is, what is postmodern dance? Postmodern dance is a 20th century concert dance form that came into popularity in the early 1960s. It was an American dance movement for sure. Postmodern dance hailed the use of everyday movement that I mentioned before as valid performance art. The dance form did take improvisation, inspiration from the ideologies of a wider postmodern movement, which sought to deflate what it saw as overly pretentious and ultimately self-serving views of art. It was discerned mainly by its anti-modern dance sentiments rather than by a dance style. The dance form was a reaction to the compositional and presentational constraints of the preceding generation of modern dance. So it wanted to break away from any ideologies of what modern dance was. It used everyday movement, as I said before, as a valid performance art and advocated for unconventional methods of dance composition. Attempts to reintroduce everyday culture into the perceived void created by the modern art form. So it was an attempt to really bring in anything and everything that they could think of that would enhance it and change it from being codified art form that I mentioned before. Let's see, the modern dance movement endeavored to pare down dance's basic techniques. Some experts define postmodern dance as distinct dance movement that was started by the Judson Dance Theater that I've mentioned before. It valued movement for movement's sake rather than movement as a vehicle for storytelling. So that was a big part of it too. Modern dance before postmodern dance time was really a vehicle to try to tell stories. And those stories were pretty literal for the most part, actually, except for one person who came out of that world from the Martha Graham. But Martha Graham was very literal, but one of her dancers, Merce Cunningham, he decided that he wanted to create dances randomly and to actually not dance to any of the music that was being played, but really try to juxtaposition the movement and the dance against what you were hearing. So that was his method of breaking away from a story. It was a rebellion against traditional ideas, as I said, and assumptions. As you can see, there's a lot of ways you can describe what postmodern dance is, but I think you get the gist of it. The gist is basically about breaking away from what was before, breaking away from tradition. Modern dances were usually done on a concert stage. So of course, trying to get outside, get away from the concert stage, doing it anywhere they could, in barns, in museums, in fields, out in the street. Like I said, Trisha Brown, on the sides of buildings, on the rooftops. So it was really about that experimentation and pull away from what the parameters were of modern dance beforehand. That being said, I think I'd now like you to watch a video of a work that I've done in the past. It was a collaboration with a theater choreographer. Actually, he was a choreographer, but he was very theatrical. He lives in France. His name is Didier Theron. And he and I have met through festivals that we've taught at, specifically one that was in Kyoto, Japan. And we just got to talking and thinking about, making something together, mainly because we were coming, I'm coming from that strand of postmodernism, and he's coming from a place of like more theatrical, and the physicality between the two of us seemed like they were vastly different, but had similarities that we wanted to explore. So we wanted to create something together, and we started working on a piece some years ago, and we called it Democratic Combine. And it is a exploration of sort of the physical constraints, if let's say that, but then trying to push through whatever those constraints are. I don't want to totally give it away, but I'll let you take a look at it and see that it actually has some of these elements that I've been talking about postmodern dance or even modern dance, but take a look and take some notes and see what you think. Okay, thank you.